All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This stream is going to be a little bit different today. The something that I've been trying to figure out, and something that has been kind of proxy requested, is kind of just some kind of thing where I just go live and kind of live show style format. I answer questions that have either been left in the comments section that are a little bit more complicated, or just questions I find on Reddit, and I will show off all the questions that I are answering as we go. And to my lovely chat, hello Jim, hello Matrace, welcome to the stream. You are here live, you are ready. If there are any questions that you guys have that you want me to answer, just let me know. And Houndoom is here as well, welcome to the party. All right, so the first question that I'm gonna answer is one that was left in my comment section, and I said that I would answer it once I had this stream going. So I'm going to bring it up on stream now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Let me swap to desktop view, and I'll make sure that this is in view. Good. Okay, so we are looking at this here. So it says, you might have answered this during stream, but I don't know. When should I help the jungler with the experience camp, and how do I know when to rotate in any role? Focusing on mid and carry, I spend most of the time around my lanes. I don't know when to gank or rotate to Fury or Fire Giant. So that's a very good question. And the way I'll answer it is, rotations and splitting experience are very important, right? It's going to help you get ahead. And in general, like whenever you're splitting experience, you do gain more from splitting that experience than when you solo the experience. Granted, there's always the debate of like, well, what if we want one person to get really fed versus other? But regardless, as someone in the lane, your priority is always going to be farming your lane. And I think that's an important distinction to make. As an ADC, so that's the hunters, or, you know, playing in the long lane, your focus is always going to be on farming. Your lane, your purple buff, your harpy, oracles sometimes, but you're never really going to be rotating outside of your designated spot. That's your goal. Your goal is to just get as much farm as possible, so you're just pushing waves and just autobot farming. As a mid laner, you do have a lot more decisions to make. You will be splitting the red buff if you're in town when the jungler's doing it. There's also the... can I get a good picture of the... That is not a very good picture of the map, but let's just go in a game. Let's create a quick training thing here. But mid laners have it a little bit more complicated. Mid, support, and jungle are in this 3v3 kind of back and forth for a majority of the game. I'll just lock in Agni. So what ends up happening a lot is mid laners, again, the focus needs to be on the wave. But whenever your wave is cleared, you're going to be looking to doing mid camps, oracles, getting ward vision. Wards are very important for mid because a missing mid laner is just dangerous. But once I'm in game, I'll be able to like show this off a little bit more, because heaven forbid we have a separate like picture file that I could reference to just show off the map, but beggars can't be choosers. So I'm going to show this off here. So, okay, I'm going to go to Smite view here. So if I'm in mid lane, right, this is my zone. Again, my priority is always farming this. Should have maybe made myself level 20, whatever. At the 20-second mark, speed buff and purple buff spawn. And then after that, we have the red buff, blue buff, and everything else on the map kind of spawns at the second timer. As the mid laner, your most important responsibility is probably to get these, right? These mid camps, if you can take them consistently, is going to create a deficit in both golden experience for you and your jungler over the opposition. And then there's also these little guys right here. These are two little mini harpies that also give golden experience, and taking them on cooldown is very important. And then right around the corner, there's the oracles, which are very important as well, because not only do they give experience and gold, but they also create a ward about that kind of square sized around the Gold Fury pit that lasts about a minute. And yeah, mid lane is probably the hardest role. The other thing I will say is feel free to take, and this is just my recommendation, take this camp and this camp if your jungler is on the opposite side of the map. That's the general rule of thumb. Alright, Hebobot plays super aggressive. I'm not here to play this though. So that's kind of where I stand on mid. Support. So at the start of the game, support is going to be in duo lane with the hunter. And then after your blessing is finished stacking, you usually just start to rotate, and that's when you go to mid and you're kind of like in the 3v3. You're usually not splitting farm very much. You're usually just trying to support and look for kills. There have been a few games I've played recently in ranked that like really kind of accent this. I might post them separately, or I might just condense them into a guide. I haven't decided yet. Regardless, I think that just about answers that question. But in general, the other thing that was kind of asked in that question by proxy is ganking. If you are managing to push them under tower and like they're under tower, and you notice, say, when you're at their tower that your duo lane or your solo laner is getting pushed to their tower, that would be a good time to try and make a gank in a rotation. But that's something that you're going to feel out with a lot of experience. And kind of just feeling out the game. So that's something you're going to learn in time. But in general, that's how you want to look at it. If you think that you can create an imbalance of power to create something good, that's awesome. There's a lot of ins and outs that I can't really cover without taking 10 hours, because if you overload one side of the map, the other side of the map is going to be at risk for losing an objective, and you don't want to lose an objective. So it's all a mind game. That's why it's complicated, and that's why this game has consumed so much of my life over these past years. So if there's any questions you guys have, once again, leave them in the chat. There is like this existing hierarchy of like questions I know I can answer, and then anything that gets posted in chat, I will probably give a little bit more precedence to, because I know you guys are here in the now. But as long as I'm not seeing any questions in chat, I'm going to be going over to the Smite training subreddit. For those of you that haven't heard of it, it's r/Smite training. I find it's a pretty good resource. Basically, its whole shtick is learn Smite through other people, and people post a bunch of questions to that. I'm fairly active in this community. I help out where I can. But usually I get to the party late, because a lot of these questions get posted by in Europe timelines, and I'm not usually awake in that. But regardless, I can still bring them up and talk about them. And this first question here, if I switch to my desktop view, is a support question. Support main for a couple years now. When I rotate, after I bought boots / beginning of next item, sometimes the enemy support just stays in the duo lane. Do I go back to duo lane, or do I stay with mid? So this goes back to what I was saying with the last question. And I do see your question, Filippo. I will answer it next. As a support, you just want to create, you want to either you're constantly looking for engagements. If you think the mid is going to give you a kill opportunity, stay mid. You think you have the opportunity to kind of gank and get a kill on the carry, go and do that. After you've stacked your Guardian's Blessing and you have your boots and you're roaming, you're more or less just a second jungler and a mobile ward. You're not really clearing camps like the jungler does, but you are rotating around and looking to support your team and like set up for kills. That's your primary goal for laning phase. Then we've got, as a carry, what can I do when I'm behind and the enemy carry is fed? So playing from behind is a very complicated issue. In general, you want to just look to farm as much as you can. Depending on the matchups and stuff like that, you might be able to bait them into a bad position. In general, what I recommend is actually giving up your first tower and letting them push up the waves super far, and then last hitting as much as possible. Like, I'm gonna say, let's use, who's a hunter that can fall behind really easily? If we look at hunters, and let's say you're playing Neath, who isn't very good right now in Conquest. Right, if you're playing Neath and you fall behind as Neath, what can you do to kind of stem the bleeding? Well, what you can do is, since Neath can clear the wave very easily, if your enemy laner is playing super aggressive and is trying to zone you out of farm, you just hide under tower, right? And this is something that I'll recommend a lot. They are gonna get bored or go and look to strip away jungle farm in like 1 or 2 minutes, and you losing a couple waves is better than you dying and then still missing those waves in experience, right? So there's no shame in sitting under tower. The same reason, if you know they're baiting you up and the jungler's in the jungle and he's gonna try and kill you, don't step up. They're gonna get bored. They are also not min-maxing when they are trying to freeze you out and set up for shit, right? And that's an important thing to remember. If they're not pushing the wave and going into their jungle, they're also not getting as much gold as they possibly could. But as a hunter specifically, whenever I fall behind as a hunter, lean on the bat camps on your side of the map. I'm just going to go back in a Conquest map and I'm just going to sit there so I can reference the map. But you want to sit at your tower line, last hit where you can. If the enemy's ever missing, last hit. If you're a character like Neath who can clear the wave really easily, then the moment the enemy shows up, you clear that wave and you run for the hills, right? Do not engage. People seem to think that they need to fight when they're behind and to fight their way back in it. There's times to fight and there is times to flee. Just farm up and get to the point where you can be the one that is going to fight later. That's very important. Because in general, especially I find with the carry roles, they have this ego about them, right? The carry players are going to want to go for that solo kill. They're going to want the tier 2 in 10 minutes. They're going to stay in lane. And if you can keep them in lane, you're doing your job. That means they're not rotating and creating a lead on the rest of the map. All right, good. Very good question. And let's go back to the subreddit and see what treasures we can find. Oh, there we go. As a support, I ward a lot now, with wards being 50 and chalice being 400. Should I put myself behind buying chalice after boots or buy wards till second and third item has been finished? So quick math. Let's do this live because I don't actually know. So let's theory craft this off the bat. So the chalice is 400 and it places a ward that allows you to see enemy movements for 45 units. It does not respect, 3 minutes or until killed, 2 uses, sells for 0 gold. So the main things to take away here are the wards that are placed. You get 2 of them per trip to the fountain. They're 45 unit wards. Normal, so these are just normal wards. So in order to start getting the most value out of this, you're going to need to place, so if a ward is 50, you're going to need, math is hard. Let's think, help me out. So 50, so basically you're saving 100 gold every time you back. And in order to break even, you need to have basically placed 8 wards using this item. If you think opting into this item early, you're going to be able to place those 8 wards, then I definitely recommend going into it. Because especially as a support, if you find you're spending a lot of money on normal wards rather than sentry wards, then Chalice of the Oracle is probably a pretty good option for you. Just because, especially if you buy it early, throughout the game, you're going to be using a lot of wards. And you can place those wards pretty freely, knowing the next time you hit your back button, you get 2 more. So in general, the answer to that question is, if you're going to buy Chalice of the Oracle, buy it early so that you get the most value out of it. Because if you've already bought 8 normal wards and then you're buying Chalice of the Oracle, the 8 wards you bought previously, especially if they're normal wards, could have just been Chalice wards anyway. That's kind of where I stand on Chalice.
An enemy has been slain.
Because actually, this kind of makes me think that I might start messing with this item more in my games. Because 8 wards isn't a lot as a support, and if you know that you don't have to consciously, and this is my big thing, having to consciously remember to buy wards every time I back is a little bit of a hassle. So if you cut out the middleman and you eventually start saving money by doing this route, like that's not bad. It's not a bad play. I think I understand it more. I just feel like I'm always behind the other support. You damn well might be, but being behind as a support is okay. Supports, especially if you're behind the other support, cool. But if you're sacrificing a little bit of gold for vision, vision is so important. Like, vision doesn't have a price. And if you can start to look to use those wards to start invading things, you're eventually going to have a lead. Maybe not for yourself, but for your team. As a support, the areas that I like to ward, I ward here, I ward here, sometimes I ward here and here or here. The reason I do that is then I have purple buff timer, red buff timer. Whenever the mage leaves mid, I know here, and then this is kind of like if the solo laner was going to gank my mid. But this ward, like this kind of area here, is my favorite ward. Because you just get to know everything. Is a Thor coming to ult from this position to try and get deep? You know about that. You can also go, if you have oracles, then you also have vision on Gold Fury. So you have this whole triangle lit up with ward vision, which is going to help keep you safe. And especially with the way the current meta is, where aggressive supports like Hercules and Horus are really good, you're always going to be able to push this wave and immediately get out to look for more. And since you have vision on if these are up, you don't have to risk as much by going over there. They're very infrequently counter warded, which is also a huge plus. So that's kind of my mindset on like that kind of stuff. I've been playing a lot of support lately. I'm dare I say, I think I'm maining the support role. And I've been having a lot of success by playing aggressive, placing aggressive wards, and again, just looking to steal away every little thing that you can. You don't know how much it screws over the enemy mid if they don't have a red buff, and our mid laner does. Like, that's just a lot of pressure that doesn't exist for them. All right. Anything else? Looking at chat, I'll pull. I always, the way I give chat a little bit of leeway because I'm gonna pull Reddit back to my main monitor, look back over, still nothing. Okay, now we're gonna look for our question. This question is titled Solo Help. All right, we're gonna dive into this one now. Oh, another support question. Perfect. Is as Yamoja, do you think Guardian's Blessing tier 1's boots and health chalice? So to start the game, on pretty much every support right now, I'm building Guardian's Blessing, Boots 1. Oh, that's Boots 2. Too much gold, I swear. Guardian's Blessing, Boots 1, 4 health pots to box, and then I'm building Hand of the Gods. This is what I'm leaving base with right now. The reason I'm leaving base like this, I'll explain each thing. Guardian's Blessing's a must. It gives you additional sustain, some base protections. Cool. It's Guardian's Blessing. You need it. The Boots 1, just a little bit of movement speed, but it also makes your first back a little bit cheaper. So now instead of needing to save up for, say, 1,600 gold, you only need 1,100. Plus the little bit of movement speed, especially as aggressive supports, can really help. I'm getting the 4 healing potions because basically purple buff invades, if they're not already a meta, are very soon going to be. For those of you that don't keep up with the Conquest patch notes, Hire has made it a thing that you can't invade speed buff anymore. Speed buff is no longer a death, like invading speed buff is a death sentence, because they made it so that you deal 30% less damage, you're 30% slowed, and like a bunch of other shit gets expelled from this fountain. And typically, to go a little bit further into Jim's question, I don't pick up mana pots on any support. I find that the MP5 from Guardian's Blessing, paired with the naturally slower start to spamming abilities, doesn't make it all that necessary to pick up mana potions. That's why, like I said, I pick up just the 4 healing potions in the Hand of the Gods. But to finish my point, Hand of the Gods makes it so that when you're clearing purple buff, if they don't invade, you are going to clear it incredibly fast. So let's say you're an Achilles, you clear you're clearing this camp, you hog it, your hunter uses their ability, this camp gets cleared in about 2 seconds. You leave your hunter to finish it, and you're immediately just running as deep into your lane as you can in order to deal as much damage and disturb the enemy carry as much as possible. With Hog, I don't even use an ability on purple buff anymore. I'm just letting my hunter use their ability. I'm using Hog. I'm letting my hunter finish it as I run to lane, and usually I am like here-ish, ready to meet them head on to start immediately being a major pain in the ass. So that's kind of like where I stand on like mana pots and how to start support. If you're gonna assume you're not gonna get invaded, then you can opt into other options. But I really like the Hog start because lane pressure is king right now, and especially early lane pressure makes it so that you hit level 2 first and you have a kill opportunity. A bunch of stuff like that can stem off of just having a little bit of pressure from clearing purple buff faster than the enemy. All right.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Next question. Okay. Titled Solo Help. Let's switch to desktop view here. So this question from Inspector Pepper on the lovely world of Reddit reads, how do you deal with a mage as a solo laner playing as a warrior or a guardian? Everyone says you should be able to easily punish them, but I'm never able to and can't tell what I'm doing wrong. Playing aggressive or passive doesn't seem to work. Any tips? So this is, as they also say in the comments there. Let's switch back to this. As a solo lane player, if the enemy's playing a mage, the way you're supposed to punish that mage is by running at them at level 1. If they get to level 3 and 4, your ability to run them down isn't as great, but your jungler should also have a head on their shoulders that is going to say, okay, there's a mage in solo lane. Oh, this mage also has teleport for some reason in solo lane. That is a free kill opportunity. And that should be the mindset. And once that jungler comes in, you 2v1 that mage, you're ahead. Then when you're ahead, you start trading abilities into the mage rather than the wave, and you just start looking to poke them out early and often. The only character that you struggle against would be Aphrodite, because that character is stupid and very strong, and you just kind of suffer. But in general, like, either look to be super aggressive, but the moment you think that you're going to start losing trades, don't be afraid to like fall back and let stuff into the tower, regroup, take a back if you need to, and just recollect your thoughts. Playing against healers is tough. We're going into a healer meta, and healers suck to play against, so have fun with that, is my general advice. Playing against healers is really, really, really brutal. Being in high silver, whenever I start purple and leave my hunter to finish it, They don't. Oh, wow. That is. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Then I guess tank it up as close to the corner as you can. Let them finish it. Hopefully they pick up the buff. At least they know to start purple buff, right? They know to start their purple buff, but then from there, yeah, that's a rough look. That's a rough look. Just try and get through it. And then from there, I guess you're looking to play pretty selfish. If they're gonna do that kind of stuff as the AD, then I'd probably, as a support player, go into mid and just look to help my mid laner get ahead and like leave the ADC just do a bunch of his own stuff. My genuine recommendation is to and I had to do this too. I consider myself more of a support main than anything else. Transition and maybe try to learn jungle or solo until you get into like high gold. And then, or it also depends on the game. Maybe find a friend that wants to queue up, a bunch of stuff like that. Next thing there. I just started to play recently and I play hunters mainly. How would you identify if someone is a basic attack or ability hunter, and what sort of mentality should I have while playing? What should I especially keep in mind? So, hunters, let's exit out of this game and I'll just go and show a couple examples. So, in general, what dictates that a character is ability focused or auto attack focused is less on the character itself, but more on how you build it. And I think the perfect character to keep in mind here would be a character like Onher. Okay, Onher does a lot of ability damage. Onher's Impale has 80% scaling, 30% times... How many spears does he throw? Like 8, right? Yeah. So 8, so 240% scaling on the ultimate. 60% scaling here. A power buff here. Additional pen here. Onher has been played in mid. Onher has been played in ADC. The main difference is the build path. Now, granted, I think right now, characters and the meta that's developing for hunters building everything on the mace tree, plus Heartseeker and Transcendence, gives there room to be a lot of ability-based power. But Onher, it again just depends on how you build. Onher can build into more ability damage, or Onher can build into more attack speed to do more traditional hunter things. As for what sort of mentality you should have, you have to think, how easy can my character clear the wave? Right? Onher has an ability that can hit every single minion, it doesn't get blocked, and it clears the wave really easily. And whenever you're playing characters that can clear the wave easily, your mentality needs to be clear the wave, get lane pressure, look to abuse that pressure. If you're playing a character that, let's say, doesn't get lane pressure, let's use a character like, let's stick to hunters. We're looking at characters that don't get lane pressure. Right? Cupid never has lane pressure, but Cupid can still do a lot if Cupid takes it easy and gets a few items online. Right? If Cupid sits back, relaxes, and lets the first few levels happen, you know, he gets behind, maybe he even loses 1 or 2 purple buffs, but he doesn't die, and he gets his boots and his transcendence stacking, well then all of a sudden Cupid can fight. Right? He's still not going to be able to clear the wave, but then Cupid's mentality is, I may not be able to clear the wave very easily, but every time they step up to that wave, I'm going to make them regret it. Right? That's kind of like, your mindset is very dependent on what you're playing. So what my recommendation and what to keep in mind is learn 2 to 3 characters and learn their play style, learn their strengths, learn their weaknesses, and then look, and you'll eventually figure out what that character's play style is, and then you can go from there. That would be my recommendation. I hope that helps. Danny for playing asks, do you recommend Vamana build with damage and attack speed? So I think that depends on what role you're playing. I touched on this when I did a video about Vamana, actually. I'll see if I can find that. But in general, Vamana, if you're playing Vamana in the jungle, then building attack speed and power is a very good build. If you're playing solo lane, you still want to do some tanky stuff. So building into a few tank items and then going into and just still being able to burst people down, because warriors are a fun and fair and balanced class, then I'd still recommend building into more tank items, especially for solo lane. Like you're saying, I'd recommend going into more tank items. I actually have 2 builds that I recommend in this video here that I just posted to chat. This is the video where I did talk about Vamana. And I still recommend I went through a solo lane build and a jungler build in that video. I'd still recommend both builds for either role, certainly. Because Vamana's big strength, and this is the thing that you have to abuse, is the fact that he's a CC immune monster in his ultimate. And he will get away with murder. He can run at the enemy carries relentlessly no matter how much tanky stuff he builds. Because Vamana's passive, if you remember. This is something that I think gets slept on a lot. Vamana gains a percentage of his physical protections as power. So 20% of all of Vamana's physical protections are converted to power. Character's dumb. And that also plays into his ultimate, where he gains 35 of both protections once he's in the big baby form. He gains 100 power, and he regenerates health, and he has a shield. So he's getting technically 2% of his health, 1 in healing, 1 in shields, every 0.2 seconds. That's nuts, right? And if he's taking damage, then he just gets to keep beating you. Can you send gifts over different platforms? I think so. I think so. Since everyone's account, be it on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, PS4, what have you, is now all linked under a central high-res account, you should be able to. Ever since they merged all the servers, I'm pretty sure that would work. Because the game doesn't see platform anymore. The game sees your high-res account, and they see if you're playing on keyboard and mouse or controller. That seems to be the only way they differentiate it now. And that's really handy, because, and I like this change. This change here, you have different ranks. You can switch between your controller, where I don't even know how I have 53% variance, and it looks like I've tried and play console ranked, which I haven't. But then you have your keyboard mouse as well. So that's super nice. What's your name so I can send you a gift? I'm left without words. My name is Celtic, K-E-1-T-I-C-K. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I just noticed that this element still doesn't show everything. There, my name actually shows up on screen now. It's important. The wonders of OBS. Still learning a bunch of this fun stuff. But that's kind of the long and the short of it, right? It's just a rough time. All right, next question. I'm gonna bring back up the subreddit here, and let's see what we can find. You guys have until I find our next question on the subreddit to post your questions and overrule me. That's more than allowed. All right, this question is called builds. Let's look at this. All right, so this question is called Builds by Board Browser 1 on our lovely Reddit. How do you know what to build? What items do you pick? How do you know and figure it out? How do you know what items will work together and what won't? So, as you guys have probably noticed by the amount of building videos that I post, building is the most complicated issue and biggest learning curve factor in Smite. That I don't think is an understatement. Even the building videos that I make, where I give you guys this cookie cutter build, isn't necessarily a good practice. Following a cookie cutter build is great for new players because it takes one thing off of the a million things they have to learn. But if I was going to do a proper building guide, they would each be 45 minutes long, and I would have to walk you through 50,000 different variables and explain why in each of those 50,000 different variables you need to adapt and build a different item. That is for every single role. That's why building's frustrating, right? That's why building is stupid complicated and hard. My recommendation for new players is to do exactly what I've said in my building basics video. Do some research, find out a core of the build that will work for you every single game on that character, and then have a list of like 8 items that you can choose depending on how the beginning of the game went. That is my formal recommendation for how to build. As you get more experience, you will be able to choose for yourself what items you want to build in different spots. And that is important. That knowledge will come with time. And that's my formal recommendation. Whenever anyone asks me like, oh, I'm trying to get better at the game, how should I build? I say, don't worry too much about building. Watch this video and just keep learning the game. What's more important than building? Because you can still follow a cookie cutter build and be super, super effective. But if you can't hit your abilities, it doesn't matter if you build crit if you can't land an auto, right? You could have 100% crit chance and know that every time you land an auto, you deal 450 damage. But if you can't go and hit those auto attacks, there's no point in building items at all. Let me know when you get the gift. I don't know how to check that. I have no idea. Viewer points in favor. I don't know. I might have to DM you on Twitter or send out something through the membership panel, because I don't know how to check that, and I'll have to do that off of stream once I have a better idea. Once I have the mindset to kind of like go through and figure out where gifting goes. But usually it's pretty automatic, so I'd assume that I got it, but I will confirm it later. All right, moving to the next question. And then this is the final question I'm pulling off of the Reddit that I have prepared. And then from there, I will answer all questions you guys have in chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to hop into Arena and keep practicing hitting things, because I spend a lot of time on Arena just hitting things. I'm also open to playing Assault. Assault is fun. So this question, let's switch back to desktop view. This question is called, why is every support buying Oni Hunter's Garb? This was sent in by Daniel V. Sousa. So I've been watching a few SBL matches and I've noticed that literally every support has been buying Oni Hunter's Garb as second or third item, even when the enemy team only has one magical. I know the passive is pretty good, even if the support plays aggressive, especially if the support plays aggressive and is always engaging and creating team fights, but in a situation where the enemy team only has one magical, isn't it better to go Sovereignty? Okay, so the way I'm going to address this question is by bringing up Oni Hunter's Garb. So let's just go to Card Builder. Perfect. Oh, this isn't going to show up. Okay, so I'm just going to hover like this. Nope, does that... Can I get the tooltip, please, Hi-Res? Okay, new plan. I'm going to X that, and now I'm going to search it up. Okay, so Oni's Hunter's Garb gives 100 health, 60 protections, a lot of mana per 5 seconds, and some crowd control reduction. And then the additional fun passive where whenever you're within range, 55 unit range of enemy gods, you gain 3% damage mitigation, capping at 3 enemies or 9%. So what this means is as you're fighting, you're going to be taking less damage. This character, I haven't actually seen this picked up a lot on supports in the SPL. The core item build that I've noticed for SPL is Boots, Gauntlet of Thebes, Relic Dagger. And then after Relic Dagger, they usually go into Sovereignty, sometimes Oni Hunter's Garb, but not that often, I didn't think. But regardless, to finish my train of thought on this item is great, especially on characters like Kuzumbo, right? Kuzumbo's passive gives him damage reduction. If you stack damage reduction with damage reduction, you're gonna have a good time. You're not gonna take a lot of damage. It's just overall just a good time. So that's certainly a route that you can go. But in general, I don't think it's being picked up a lot. I think it's a good item. I think in the situation where they only have 1 magic damage, which was the situation given in the question, I think Oni Hunter's Garb is fine. Because in that case, you get the base magical protection that you want to deal with that one guy. And then you also have the damage mitigation, which can help you fight every other character on that team. So I think, in general, in a situation where there is only 1 magical, Oni Hunter's Garb could be a really good option. Just because it does more than just block magic damage. Since we're talking about SPL, did you see the Nutty Horus play on Friday? I watched, I think that was United playing, right? Anyway, I think I know which one you're talking about. The Horus, they did the funniest thing I had ever saw. United played 50 minutes of refusing to fight. It was a spectacle. And the Horus ult changed so that he moves faster in the air. That ability is insane now. It's mind-blowing. And so for those of you that don't know, the play in question was basically a Horus ulted his whole team except for the solo laner from gold, like their red buff to Fire Giant pit, and they just melted Fire Giant while their solo laner pretended like he was doing Gold Fury, and then Sanguine like bit that bait super hard, and then they got like a 17-minute Fire Giant. It was hilarious. Didn't end up amounting to much though, because the game still lasted 50 minutes or something stupid like that. But yeah, no, it's a riot. I thought, I love watching Horus. Horus is probably one of my favorite gods. I love watching Horus at work. Horus is a riot. But yes, I did see it. I never buy the Oni Hunter's Garb. I buy Boots, Gauntlet, Emperor, Pestilence, Robe, and whatever the team needs. Yeah, fair. That definitely works. Yeah, no, it's absolutely nutty. All right, so I'm going to go quickly get water. I can feel my voice. And my water's empty, so I'm going to quickly get more water. Leave your questions in the chat. I will answer them when I return. I need like 1 minute, 30 seconds, somewhere in there. So I don't see any more questions. Let's queue up an arena. New chair. No. The new backdrop though. Actually, I can find what date it was. It was like two-ish weeks ago now, where I reorganized the entirety of the downstairs area in the house. And my desk now faces inward. It's now against the wall in the corner of the room, which gives me more of an office vibe, which I do like more. Having the office vibe makes me a little bit more productive when I'm at this seat, which is important. Productivity is good. If you guys have any god you want to see while I'm queuing up these arena games, leave it in the chat as well. I will happily take god requests here. No, you're banned. But yeah, no. Any questions, concerns, or otherwise, you can go from there. And if there is no god request, and I will hover because I know there is a stream delay. Slight, but still present. I'm gonna hover. Eyeball, sure. Heim works for me.
You are safe now. I have arrived.
I can play some Heimdallr. And then I can get Chernobog next game, for sure. I can keep a running queue in my head. It's one of my many talents. Not only can I keep a running queue in my head, but worst comes to worst, I can always scroll up on the chat feed and find out the order that things were requested. I should add, if you guys have any overarching questions, I will answer them in between arena games. So if you ask me some really hard question that takes a lot of my brain, I will happily answer it after I'm out of the arena. Because I want to give each question like the right amount of thought. And the last thing I need is to accidentally give misinformation because I was preoccupied trying to hit chunky Heimdallr autos. So feel free to still leave your questions in chat, please. All right. I do want to see a bit more about this god. I made the connection that my best friend made his username after him. Okay. Heim, I'll try and explain like what this character is trying to do while I'm playing him. Character's stupid. As I've done ranked streams before, you guys probably know like Heimdallr is very, very frequently banned. And that's because the character's dumb. But I actually think that a lot of people are still building Heimdallr wrong. I see it very popular for people to build Heimdallr crit. I think Heimdallr deserves to be full ability damage. Yeah, cool. Heimdallr can crit and his numbers are really big, but have we considered the fact that he has the horn, the Gjala horn that deals at like an 80 unit range and can slow and deal damage, and it used to give protections, but heaven forbid we nerf Heimdallr more than just like a little bit of scaling. What I'm saying is Heimdallr is strong. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about how dumb Heimdallr is. He's especially dumb in Conquest too, because he has unlimited amounts of vision.
I may want to return here. Piercing sight.
'Cause, yeah, now all I do is I'm just gonna poke using ability damage. Yeah. And the thing is, with the way I like to build them, your autos become another like another ability. Oh, he's chasing.
The fighting has started. First blood. An ally has been slain.
My revenge.
He's going in.
Teammate falls. The burden now falls. Another taken out.
Okay. That should be a kill there. I'm just gonna back away here. I didn't even need to ult that fight. I typically look to use my ult a little bit more defensively than I probably should, but... well, crit does provide very big numbers. Like, very big numbers, but it's written right in, crit in his passive that Heim's crits will deal less damage than normal everyday crits. Which was good foresight. By the developers. Our Thanatos is ending. Alright. If they want to focus me, I'm okay. Oh, you look like you're lagging, my friend.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, team's popping off. Thanatos going in. He wants the triple kill. You know that Thanatos is pissed. Oh, they're going. They're popping off.
Killing spree.
Okay, okay. I'm taking my leave of absence. I'm gonna go get my boots. Heim's whole kit is free damage. Like, yeah, no, his his whole kit is just free damage. Character's nutty. The Kukulkan knows his role on the enemy team. The Kukulkan's just like sitting back and throwing autos. Or clearing wave, rather. Okay, okay, he batted me. Oh, but the team is there. This team is great. They're playing so W key.
Am I still here?
Nope. Thanks. And, okay, I was gonna say, if that guy got out. That's beads on the Hebo. That means Hebo is a good target for me to ult.
An ally has been slain. Your teammate falls. The burden.
Ooh, Fenrir beads. Actually, let's do something. Let's do something a little funny here. Oh, no, never mind. I take it all back. I'm sorry, Sobek. I'm sorry. Yes, there we go.
Has been slain.
Bye-bye. Oh, the Heim combo. And Hebo, yeah, Hebo is still just, you know, the god with 3 ultimates, so that's exciting.
These people no longer. Killing spree.
The god with 3 ultimate abilities. Each hits harder than the last.
I saw that one coming. Another taken out.
Well, this is what I mean. Why do you need crit on a character that at level 11 with 2 completed items can deal 180 physical damage to a Hebo? With an auto, right? As a hunter, like, I can still do hunter things. Oh, they're looking to come in. I know this Sobek loves me. Look at that. I'm dealing 100 damage and auto to the tank. Granted, he's not very tanky yet, but like, I don't have a lot of power yet either.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. Run him down. Oh, the Heimdallr got out. I'm pissed. That's so sad. Bifrost is broken. Jump me. Alright, I'm gonna go get my next item. Cooldown reduction. And since I'm feeling fabulous,
An ally has been slain.
Be revealed.
Your allies are lucky to have
okay.
your teammate falls. The burden.
Oh no, I'm trash! No! I'm absolute trash. No! That is so unfortunate. I would have had the double. That's alright. There'll be other opportunities. This is what I mean. You gotta come to arena to just practice stuff. And I will say, I think Heimdallr is one of my worst gods.
I saw that one coming.
Be revealed.
Killing spree.
Woohoo! Let me out. Thank you. Are they chasing me? No, they're not. Goodbye. Oh, man. Thank you, Bifrost. Would you normally do Blink Heim? No, I don't play Blink carries very often. I do Blink on junglers. The Blink carries in Conquest just gets you killed. Blink carries in Arena is just a good time. Because, I mean, what you can do with Blink Heimdallr is you can Blink ult someone and then, like, just full commit your combo into them. And that's kind of interesting.
An ally has been slain.
There we go.
Killing spree.
Oh, Thanatos.
An enemy has been slain.
Thanatos is out for all the blood.
Saw that one coming. Your teammate falls. The burden. Another taken out.
Oh, the tornado damage! I was out too!
Killing spree.
Super sad. Super duper sad.
Forged by Muspel fire.
Oh, I'm feeling a little cheeky, yep. Zeus is stacking.
Ultimate is ready. I see.
Like, look at that damage. That's like, what? Well, it's a lot of damage for me just doing nothing.
The fire. Never stand in the fire. Outnumbered. Not outmatched. The path is clear.
They're chasing. No thanks. Bye! Thank you! Let me out, please!
An enemy has been slain.
Oh no, thank you, Sobek.
An ally has been slain. Killing spree. He is on a rampage.
Thank you, sir. Beautiful. Okay.
Lash of harpoon. I have you in my sights.
What was that ult? What's going on? What was he ulting?
An enemy has been slain. Your teammate falls.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna go
Falls to you.
Titans. Yeah, Titans and Heartseeker. Because we are missing some pen in our lives right now. Actually, you know what? Purple buff. Yeah, look at that damage. So dumb. Ooh, Fenrir!
An enemy has been slain.
No, I know what you want to do, Sobek. It usually involves me, so I'm okay.
An adventurer will not stop until that
All right, Fenrir, my man's.
double kill.
I'm so bored.
Cleave in two. Your skill
Okay.
has not gone unnoticed. Piercing sight.
Ultimate is ready.
I'm just gonna take my leave of absence here. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm just gonna pop it back.
Number, but not outmatched.
Gonna go Heart Seeker. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I'm building stacks.
How are you still building stacks? Goodbye.
Flash of hope food. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Oh, you already know.
Another taken out.
He's dead.
Killing spree.
Oh, this character. He has all kinds of nutty good times.
Cleave in two.
Move up. Retreat.
An ally has been slain.
Goodbye. Thank you. I don't even care where the Bifrost takes me half the time. I just say get me anywhere else. Oh, we almost have. We're 400 gold short, eh?
Killing spree. They stood in the fire. Never stand in the fire.
Gotta stop this thing from ending the game.
Another
Oh, we got in too. Anywhere else? Oh, okay. Maybe not anywhere.
saw that one coming.
Pop it back before the cuckoo shows up, please. It's okay, because I have enough for Heartseeker now. Zeus is top. Actually, Zeus should be top damage. Zeus is a stupid character. This is a really close arena game. I completely agree.
Flash of hope food.
No! No!
Retreat.
Your teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
Beat his ass.
An enemy has been slain.
He's dead. He's dead. He's gonna die. It's okay.
Slain.
What do you think of Nike support? I think it's alright. Oh, he lived! Oh, right. He's full tank. I'm pissed.
Killing spree.
Nike support's alright. Like, it depends if your team's gonna get more hard crowd control elsewhere. Because I think without traditional CC, you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble.
Minions have reached your portal.
Yep. Run away from that, please, Hebo. We kind of need to fight now.
Piercing sight.
Not the best choice. We've got one more wave before the game just ends. Oh, we gotta go for the ultimate Chad strategy. Let me out. Team, don't die. Team, let me be the one to kill myself.
Okay.
I'm alive! But we lose the game because they have minions! But it's okay because I didn't throw. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. A physical support? Horus. Or do you prefer, like, Horus or Hercules can be very backline focused, and both are incredibly good. Oh, that was a good game. Who's your favorite god for every role? It's a good question. Let's look. Mid would be the Morrigan. Runner-up Soul. I just love the Morrigan. Favorite, so that would be mid. Favorite carry? My favorite carry is probably Medusa. Medusa or Scotty. Though Cernununos will always have a place in my heart. Solo lane is King Arthur. Definitely King Arthur. Support, I'd say my favorite support is Horus. Definitely my favorite support would be Horus. And then my favorite assassin's probably Kali, probably. Or Ravana. Probably where I love Robin. I remember and I liked old Robin. So when new Ravana came out and he was broken, I was very happy. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. And now we've got the Chernobog game. Chernobog coming up. If you guys have anything else you want to see, feel free to leave it in chat. I get to most things that get requested all the time. I get to it until I don't get to it. And then it'll just get done in the next stream. Chernobog. Thank you. Chernobog. Chernobog's also fun. I remember when Chernobog got released. He was just a good time. Fun fact, Chernobog used to be able to back inside of a wall. You used to have the time to get a full back animation off inside of the wall, and that was allowed. That was a thing that had to get patched out. I do find that Chernobog loses a lot of his, say, strengths in arena, because Chernobog's biggest strength is being able to take himself out of the fight for like 5 seconds by going into a wall. And there's just not a lot of walls in arena. So I think that aspect of his kit kind of gets lost in arena, but there's still some very some edge applications that make the character fun. And yes, I agree, Daniel. I agree. The Morrigan is great. I love that character. Absolutely love it. Yeah, Janus does also lose some of his potential in arena. Though, I don't know. I'm actually half decent at Chernobog. I am not very good at Janus. Me and Janus, I'd probably have to sit down and like really try to learn Janus. My Janus is terrible. Like, you look at people like Veninu and other like good mid players that like have a Janus, and then you're like, huh, I just can't press those buttons and think in that way. Let's go crit. Janice, I think in Arena just has to like play a lot more traditional mage. Like you can't do your wall shenanigans. So you're just gonna just go for raw as hell snipes. Which is, I think, is a different and interesting way to play it. Oh, we don't have a tank. This should be fun. Oh, they don't. Ah, they have a Mulan. They do have a tank. They have a tank potential. Wouldn't it be super cool if the Mulan went full damage? I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty awesome. Then maybe we'd stand a chance, because a bunch of glass cannons is a lot of fun. Damn. She hugged that wall real tight. She knew. That would have been first blood. And look at us. We're too scared to step up. That's first blood? Yup, good shit.
The battle to end all battles has begun. Another
Good. Okay. You know what? You go, team. We're doing things so far. I think I'm about to get nausea ulted. Oh.
An enemy has been slain. I saw that one coming. Cleave into
Okay, goodbye. I'm gonna casually walk away here. I see you, Nox. Nox, in the nausea too. I see you guys. I don't appreciate it. Cool, they went on Kukulkan. That's fine with me.
an ally has been slain.
Thank you. Okay. Alted. Almost died. But now when I went back to base, this time I'll have enough for Bloodforge. Oh, and the Dodgy cleaned up the kill. Cool. Not all was lost. Not all was lost. Most of it was lost, but not all. Lost my beads, lost my ult. But hey, we got a kill. I gotta hit my auto attacks here. That was nasty. They destroyed poor Dodgy there. Auto.
In the fire.
Very dead. Okay. I mean, there's not much to do here. Ideally, I just get my crit online in a very passive manner. Juked. All the jukes. The way I always level my abilities is biggest damage and then steroid or safety next. Since the one, especially since you can proc the one twice and I rely more on ability damage early game, it's usually better for you to max the first ability first, because you can do more relevant damage with the abilities more than the auto attacks early. Because if you can look, my auto attacks are only hitting for 134 before mitigations, whereas this is going to hit for 170, so 230 before mitigations, and it has a chance to hit twice if I use my second ability to pierce it. So you have a lot more damage potential if you're using your first ability to max first, rather than just the attack speed steroid that comes. Especially in game modes like Conquest, where your ability to clear the wave is infinitely more important. Like look at the amount of damage. That I probably did 200 in ability and 70 in auto attacks there. Which is something that needs to be stated, because like certainly the auto attack steroid is nice, but your auto attack steroid is going to be way more relevant the later the game goes. Which is why I level at second or third.
Giving the night an extra bite.
Pig brain. I try. I'm gonna go get purple buff. Because now I'm gonna start building in a crit. And once my crit starts rolling, we'll be having ourselves a good time. Alright, he crit me 3 times. And then he ulted me.
Teammate falls. The burden now falls to you. An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, I like leveling the one first too. First ability.
Breaking down. Conjure what is yet.
Night returns.
Okay. Jeez, they don't like me much here. Oh, no worries, man. I'm here to iron out all the details like that. There's a lot of things that I've, like, even small stuff like that, it adds up, right? If anything, I'm glad you found value out of the stream today. If that's the only thing you can take away from it, like, that's a huge thing to take away.
Strike true.
So I've learned that I can't face check the nausea.
Conjure what is yet.
Okay. Jeez. They don't like me much. I'm getting that feeling.
Killing spree. I saw that one coming.
There we go. Crit chance.
Good side. Another taken out.
The Anubis is mad.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, that was nice, Cuckoo. There we go. That was beautiful. And now we need Exy. And now we need... Certainly need the Aegis. Never know when an Ox ult's gonna come and hit you. Okay. I just kind of need to wait for someone to try and phase check me. I'm going to do red. Oh, red's not up for like another 20 seconds? They're going to let me have it for free. That would be very nice of them. But I imagine they're coming to try and kill me now. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Strike true.
Yeah, laugh it up, buddy. Now no one gets the red buff. Pick up the red buff and die. Did not mean to dash.
Enemy has been slain. Your teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
Help, mate. Oh. Thank you. Nausea. We're gonna have a talk.
There's a handy trick that will prevent
We're gonna have a talk. I'm coming for you. Oh, that's not where I wanted to be. But it's where I am. There we go. Thank you. I'm just gonna take it back now. I did not mean to land there. The good news is I didn't die and I got a kill.
I saw
That's what we gotta take away. Not all's well that ends well, but it could have been way worse. I could have ulted to my death, but it's what I get for just firing away.
Slow down.
See, and like what I love about Arena is I get to play as brute force as I want, and all I need to do is like test builds and worry about hitting things. No min-maxing the map, a bunch of shit like that. Like, we just get to have a good time.
they stood in the fire.
Whoop.
Never stand in the
Whoop her ass. Yes, Heimdallr.
double kill.
Oh, I got rooted at the last second. I was just about to dash away. No.
They deserve.
I'm sad. That is super unfortunate, actually. Also, for being top damage, I have not been a part. Like, I have 11 assists, which is, I guess, all right. But like, I feel like I deserve more kills. I'm gonna get more aggressive here. Whatever, let's just be happy it's not us that's in the air.
Killing spree.
Good shit. I would have died there. I would have died for sure. Like, no doubt in my mind, if I'm the one that goes up in the air there, I'm screwed. Best way to build op wash, a lot of damage. Goodbye. Thoughts on Agni? Agni is probably one of the best gods for beginners. Because you can build, you can apply a lot of stuff easily. Like, he can apply anti-heal easily. He has a lot of burst potential. He's really good for mid. Did I miss my 2? Jesus, I really thought I launched.
Teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
But yeah, no, Agni's really nice. We like Agni around here.
An extra bite.
If I can't get kills or if I'm being bullied too much, I focus on hitting stuns and team kills. Assuming you're still, if you're talking about Agni, yes, you can always build into just focusing on helping your team set up, but you still want damage. If you're talking about Opwash, if you fall behind as Opwash, just build into like Book of the Dead and stuff, and then full commit. You build into more defensive power options, but you still want power. You definitely still want power, because Opwash, who doesn't do much damage, isn't very useful. Can I dash into a Ymir wall? I'm pretty sure you can, yeah. Because I've dashed into Kabrakan walls by accident, and I'm assuming Ymir walls hold the same properties. I just want Deathbringer, man. Oof, a whiffed ult. You hate to see it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I thought it was possible.
Do you really think you can overcome the night? The storm strikes.
Be revealed!
Okay, I got enough for Deathbringer, and I can ult in if they really start fighting. Which it looks like they are.
I saw that one coming. He is on a rampage. Your skill has not gone unnoticed.
Oh, come on. That silence was incredibly placed. Oh, because I would have had the line to the wall. That was beautiful. People will drop gas before the flame wave, usually just to proc Mage's Blessing. Yeah, now I'm doing damage. I don't know if you want to step up to me, Nox. Oh, she seems to think she wants to. That's something.
I saw that one coming.
Okay. Naja!
Your story is not over. Focus. Outnumbered, but not outmatched.
Oh, Naja. You bastard.
Killing spree.
Okay, kill them. I mean, like, if that's the choice they want to make... Oh, come on. That should have been a 2-for-1 easily. That sucks.
Your teammate falls. The
No, instead it was a 2-for-1 for them.
to you.
What's your opinion on Obey Alliance? I think if they're given the opportunity to work out their issues, they might be a top team later in the season, but for right now, everyone else has a lot of their synergy figured out, and they're still figuring that out. So, yeah. I think if they have the chance to, like, sit down and work on themselves and, like, farm... Alright, they just CC'd the crap out of me there. But yeah, no, I think they'll figure it out. They're all professionals. They should figure it out in time. All right, if I stop feeding my brains out here, then I might bring this back. Damn, I almost critted him down. If I would have Aegis, I didn't have Aegis, so I guess that's
An enemy has been slain.
a sad time, but at least I burned a Noob Assault. I did die again, though. That is not a good thing. Kind of want my top damage back, if I'm being completely honest. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't on my mind.
Teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
Thank you. I'm gonna... Aw, he died. We might have turned that around. He had one in the air. The easiest burst? Nah. Nah. You ever heard of this fun character called On Her? On Her's pure skill besides the ult? I mean, same with Chernobog. Chernobog requires you to have a lot of foresight, because you have to place that circle in such a way that not only is the initial circle going to hit, but they're going to be in that circle long enough for you to detonate it and root them. Whereas On Her can just hit you into any wall, or he can build a wall and then hit you into that. And then you get instant confirm. And if you're really feeling cheeky, you can jump on them as On Her. And then they die. Impale into the wall, ult them, and then there's so much potential for things going poorly for the opposition. I'll play some Opwash. I'm locking it in. You can play Nuwa if you want, but I'm playing Opwash. And then Hachiman. I think Hachiman's 2 does more than both ticks of Chernobog's 1. Or it's like a substantially more than 1 tick so that you don't really notice if you don't hit both ticks. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Because who else is another hunter that has, like, easy damage? I have to go now. Gotta go play some Monster Hunter World with friends. Alright, Houndoom, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Scotty's damage is also pretty easy because it's just giant circle line. God for next arena, King Arthur or Achilles? Sure. Yeah. I'll definitely. I can do that. Are you supposed to drop anchors, drop on her's wall, then kite into the push? It depends on how you want to play it. You can do something like that. I'm gonna build Mage's Blessing. I could do Mage. Yeah, I'm gonna do Mage's Blessing. Mage's Blessing into. Where did it go? Ethereal Staff. Need Mobides. But it depends on how you want to play it, honestly. Build movement speed. Well, remember, on her can adjust the way he's looking in the air, so that when you jump in as on her, you can just angle yourself so that you're ready. And then once you're ready, you can impale them right away, because your camera isn't fixed while you're in the air as on her. Alright, let's go for top damage this game. Let's make them remember why they hate Opwash, shall we? I think Opwash is great in Arena. I think he's very bad in Conquest, but I think he's a lot of fun. Okay, they're bullying me. I can't say I'm surprised, and honestly, I'm flattered that they're gonna bully me so hard. Knew I missed the clay minion stun. That would have killed Merlin. But that's okay. I'm garbage and got picked. I could have beadsed. I could have beads the flop. It would have gotten me out.
An ally has been slain.
Okay. I hear Bacchus. I don't like that sound. Teep. The Mulanas are only tank, unless Camazot's build tanky, but I think I'm screwed this game. Is it better to build the 3 ability first over the first one? On Opwash, level your max your 1, max your 2, max your 3. And then max your 4. I don't recommend building your 4 before then.
Saw that one coming.
In Conquest, your level 1 ability should be your 3. This does more damage on a shorter cooldown. Plus, I like leveling the 1 first because it lets you spam it more. Plus, if you're playing mid, plus that way you only need to use 1 spell to clear the wave. If you're playing arena, it doesn't really matter, right? But if you're playing conquest where you have very limited mana, clearing the wave with 1 ability is better than clearing the wave with 2 abilities.
Stood in the fire. Never stand in the fire.
So that's definitely why I'd recommend maxing the 1 first, being able to save that mana.
Saw that one coming. Your allies are lucky to have
Because then once you get to the point where you'd be using your 2 in fights, you've already gotten to the point where you're going to be able to deal substantial damage with it. I am top damage. That's good. My goal is to be top damage. And I'll be sad if someone out damages the op wash. But then again, the focus I'm feeling in my soul right now. Marlad. I'm not appreciating the amount of focus coming out. I mean, if you, as Opwash, if you're gonna try and farm your things under tower, I'm gonna outlevel you. Right? If you're farming corpses under tower, I will kill you. I may not kill you, but I will out farm you because I will look to invade while you're restoring your health. Plus, Book of Thoth as a build option takes a lot to build into properly. It takes a lot of time investment to build, and then it takes a lot of time investment to stack. 2 things that you don't have a lot of are in Conquest are gold and time. So to build an item that you need both on is a risky play. So that's why I think, that's why I don't like stacking items in Conquest at all. What are your thoughts on Baba Yaga, buff or balance? I don't know. She needs to have all of her kit work before I can give an accurate assessment on how strong she is. Based off of what I see, I think she has solo lane potential. But if outside of solo lane, I don't think she's a traditional mage. But then again, I think it would be great for them to add another tank mage. I think we need another Zhang Kui style character. So I'm all about it. I think Baba Yaga could be fun. The ult needs to do a little bit more of something. Not necessarily damage, but I think increasing the shield and allowing Baba Yaga to embrace the tank mage style would be awesome. I think the escape needs CC reduction. I think the 3 is fine as it is, because that way there's counterplay, right? The last thing you want is to have a character that isn't counterable. And if you make it so that Baba Yaga has CC reduction or CC immunity during her 3rd ability, then that's an ability that's not counterable, and that's frustrating. Players should be rewarded for, say, landing an Ares chain when Baba Yaga goes into her 3. That's just my thoughts, though. I do think the ult needs a little bit more. Either quicker deployment time and the ability to, say, just spam those fucking things for a few seconds would be fun. I'd like that.
Let's not call attention to ourselves. Battle, my children.
No, the ability to move is what made that ability feasible. If she can't move during that ability, she struggles even harder.
double kill. Killing spree.
As I said when I covered Baba Yaga in my video, I think the 3 is the most interesting part of her kit by far. And I think that the 3 is the only ability that's in a good state. I think the potion mixing is awkward and sometimes it doesn't even work, so that's fun. The one is too random to be consistently effective, and playing against or playing with an ability that you never know what it's going to do is frustrating for everyone involved.
Keep a low profile.
Alright, I'm gonna get Gem here. Thank you, Heimdallr, for the constant reminder that you are a better character than I am. But now I have Gem of Isolation, so you're gonna get slowed, my friend. No, whoop the Heim's ass. Don't try and kill the guy with 1,000 different movement abilities. Whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing ability damage. A getting over it skin. Hey, if they can get the rights to it, that would be funny. But the, I don't know. It depends. I think there's a few, yeah, getting over it, that would be funny. I'm here for it. I could go for a Bennett Foddy,
Let's not call attention to ourselves.
Bennett Foddy Baba Yaga. There we go. We just did Hi-Rez's job for them, dude. They have another skin they can market now. There's demand. We said we wanted it. Okay, this Kukulkan.
Teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
I need Charon's call. Ooh, not Kachal.
I saw that one.
They're dying.
An enemy has been slain.
Do not falter.
Another.
I don't know about ult in that. I already invested my ult into that. Damn. Oh, guys, minions. 8 newest got minions. I need cooldown reduction. I need so many things right now.
Your teammate falls. The burden now falls to you.
I didn't Aegis? I thought I hit Aegis.
An enemy has been
Respect the blink. Every time they need one more hit, the runaway, that's what... yeah, repositioning. One skin I want is Wolf Knight, Ares, because it's Dark Soul skin, but they always put in the big pools of crap.
Minions have reached
I'm not too familiar with Dark Souls, but I think any opportunity for Hi-Rez to like partner up with people that would like give them a chance to like say co-promote stuff would be very cool, because like this game is doing better because more players are coming to the game, and I think if they could build off of that momentum, it would be spectacular. But time will tell, I suppose. Because everyone wins if this game does good, right? Hi-Rez gets to go and make other projects, which they seem to really want to do. All the content creators for this game get to, you know, have a game that is active and surviving. So like, there's just a bunch of good that comes from Hi-Rez doing its best for Smite, and I hope that they do. The one buff that, if they were trying to make Opwash viable, I'd say that the corpses need to come out faster. But as an Opwash player, the last thing I want to see is the corpses come out faster, because that would be frustrating as hell.
an ally has been slain.
Maybe in time.
I saw that one coming. Watch closely. Your teammate falls. The burden now cleave in two. Another taken out.
Damn it. Maybe increase the radius by like just a little bit on the sides. Not the back, the sides. Then again, Opwash is like one of the most frustrating characters to play against in the entire game, so I can see why they don't want him to be very meta. Because imagine if you had to play against Opwash and have Opwash be a decent character every game, that would be freaking hell. I think they need to bring back Adventures. Adventures were really cool. Adventures were so cool. I want them to do more cool things. So yeah, I hope they do bring back Adventures. Even if it was just the old ones. Like, bring back Medusa's Deathmatch, the 3v3v3. Like, the other cool ones.
An enemy has been slain. Another taken
Did not need to Aegis that. That sucks. So now I don't have my Aegis. I thought the Susanoo was gonna, like, come on me more. Unfortunate. Oh, are they? See, that's too bad, because I think, like, I want there to be more, like, random game modes. Or, at the very least, let's make the adventures come back as, like, modes of the week, right? We have modes of the day. Like, bring back modes of the week or something. Kukulkan is getting away with murder.
Another taken out. Outnumbered, but not outmatched. Killing spree.
I saved you, Rama.
Killing spree.
Minions have reached your portal.
There we go. All right. Yeah, the chapter formula is cool, and I think it has its place, but the I want to see, like I said, more cool shit. Oh, this Rama's out damaging me. I gotta step my shit up. Relentless aggression. That's what you're gonna see from this Opwash now. Remember when you could play Opwash solo? I want to try that. That would be funny. Smite cart. I can honestly say I did not care for Smite cart. Smite cart was weird. I just remember it being a buggy mess.
Your teammate falls.
Come on, enemy team, kill Rama.
Let's not call attention to
Oh, Rama, miss. Mr. Snipes, Rama.
Killing spree.
enemies behind us.
Mr. Snipes, Rama.
Killing spree.
Jesus. It's Susanoo.
Double kill.
No, we're gonna die. I don't have top damage. Dun, 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 dun. I'm alive. I deserve to be dead. Playing Aquash.
I saw that one coming.
Alright, we lose. Blonde's gonna die? Maybe I should die.
An ally has been
Cool. I double tapped my one for some reason in that last fight. Oh well. Alright, let's see. So we're gonna choose. Do we want to play King Arthur or Achilles? I'll play one more game. The storyline with her, I don't know if I answered this. I feel like I did, but I might have just thought it. The Hercules and Loki adventures were very fun. The story was very, like, it was fine. But the gameplay that went along with it was awesome. And I think Clumsy's the guy who
King Arthur.
was in charge of that stuff. Like, it was Clumsy's team. And I think they did a phenomenal job with that, and I think they, yeah, I think they should do more. I think they did very, very, very good work with the PvE stuff. It was very exciting. That was just a good time overall. Alright. Baba Yaga, Daji, Poseidon, Xing Chen, and the King Arthur. Not a bad comp. Not a bad comp at all. I don't know. I don't play King Arthur in Arena very often. We'll see. We'll see. Baba sucks. I think once she gets her kit to work as intended, she will be a little stronger. But for right now, when her kit bugs out and she doesn't do much, yeah, she's not very good. He feels weak to me. Hard to put out damage. Nah. King Arthur, very strong. King Arthur, very, very strong. I will have to, I don't know if I have the game, honestly. Somewhere in my mess of a folder, but I've literally sustained myself for probably like 30 seconds in a 2v, in like a 1v4 as King Arthur, because King Arthur's fair and balanced. But I can't find that in my mess of files.
Ruin will not come to this land. I will not allow it. I recognize a legendary artifact when I see it.
Let's get that. We just want to get our Glad Shield online. Once Glad Shield's online, that'll be good. Buff Baba Yaga's voice. I don't have voice packs. But I heard that some people were upset about it, but if I'm being honest, I don't know much about Baba Yaga and like her supposed lore, so I have no fight in that battle. I have no nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Alright, I desperately need my Glad Shield. I feel so powerless. Funny sounding. Yeah, okay, I hear it. I hear them voices.
Stood in the fire. Stand in the fire.
Oh, come on, Baron. I was trying to have some fun.
Allies will prevail with you in this state.
Slavic, but yeah, I know she's Slavic. I just the
Be right back. Hit me.
all right. Okay, that's fine. I'm all right. I'm just gonna build full tank and dive your carries late game. So hit me.
That one coming.
Sounds like someone pretending to be old. Dodgy. Thank you. Thank you, Dodgy. I was unwilling on her part to take that hit, but she took it anyway.
I recognize a legendary
Caught a juke with your 3. Yeah, if the Baron wasn't alting me, I probably could have, but nah, shit happens.
An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Okay.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, 1 HP! That's so sad.
Another taken out.
That's alright.
Falls. The burden now falls to you.
I mentioned a Baron Sounded Graveyard map. That would be interesting. I think the Clash map is one of the better designed maps in the game right now. But if they ever get to the point where they need to rework it, I think that's not necessarily a bad idea. I'll eat that. Yep. I need magic defense. I'm gonna go Shoguns. Not Shoguns. Oni Hunters. Nope. Genji's guard. Jesus. Too many items. Because the extra cooldown reduction might help me. How dare you, sir? They stole my kill.
Step in and be the hero they deserve.
Why no Warrior's Blessing? Cause it loses a lot of its value when it's not the when it's not Conquest. Yeah, it's not as good when it's not Conquest. Like, it's already irrelevant now that we're level 9.
An ally has been slain. Another
Thank you. I'm just gonna back away slowly. Because remember, the Warrior's Blessing's only 15 of each prod, I'm pretty sure. And then the passive, but the most valuable part about Warrior's Blessing is it gives you that tankiness really early in a game mode where you don't get a lot of gold. Thank you. Oh!
remember, don't get hit. He is on a rampage.
This Baron's gotta chill. I'm actually gonna build Oni Hunter's Garb. I think the 9% damage mitigation might help me, because I am relentlessly diving without much assistance. Thank you.
Has not gone unnoticed.
But King Arthur also struggles in this game mode for two reasons. He's struggling in not getting... I can't get my passive stacked up. And I can't get my abilities off in, like, succession. Because King Arthur is good from ahead. I can't really get ahead right now. But I will figure that out. I'm going to go Hide of the Urchin. Raji's not with us. This isn't a great fight, but I'm never one to back away from a challenge. Oh, da 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 da.
Killing spree. I saw that one coming. Your allies are lucky to have someone to get the job done.
Ah! Man, the team doesn't really like to full commit, which I guess I respect, but like at the same time, it's kind of inconvenience for me. Is that a good build? Yeah, I mean, like this kind of build is good in most situations. Like the I think I'm building it to be a little bit more magic defense than I usually would be. But that's alright. There's also a lot of magic damage on the other team. Like, usually I'd build Breastplate of Valor, probably, but I might end up building that a little bit later than usual. So I'm gonna have 900? Yeah. He also built anti-heal. Damn. The Baron ults every single time I start spinning. I've noticed that. And that's my best way to escape Baron ult. I guess I'm just gonna play around Baron ult. Shifter Shield's a good option. Not in Conquest, I wouldn't recommend it, but casual game modes, sure. Sure.
An enemy has been slain. Look at the rain. Time to collect your bounty.
Thank you. They finally left me alone long enough for me to attack a carry. Let them come to you. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, man. Like my team will do whatever they're gonna do. I'm gonna keep doing whatever I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Void Shield.
Rivals Excalibur itself.
See, and now without me, my team's like, now is the perfect time to go all in. And now I'm in trouble. You coming after me? Oh, cool. I'm top everything. Let's go. Ooh, that was nice.
An ally has been slain. Another taken out. Killing spree. Shut down.
Beware the shifting sands.
Killing spree.
Thank you. Thank you. I am running before Baron kills me now. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Yeah, lead like a king. Lead by example and all that stuff, right? I'm top everything. We're doing stuff. And let's go Blackthorn Hammer. Why not? Shogun's, King Arthur doesn't benefit from Shogun's Kasari because he doesn't have attack speed. So I don't really like it. Damn.
Your teammate falls. The burden now, an enemy has been slain.
Come here, Lola.
He is on a rampage. Another
Okay. I'm not going back in there. I think all attack speed or instant cast, attack speed and item passives do not benefit his basic attack. Attack speed increases his energy gain. So the more attack speed you have, the faster your ult will get charge.
has been slain.
But besides that, eh.
Hit me.
I'm so close to my ults. Oh.
Killing spree.
Woohoo! That was a lot. Oh, but that's okay. Jitter Shield is good against Assassins and Shoguns make up for the lack of magical defense. If you want a good magical defense item that isn't Shogun's, build Oni Hunter's Garb or Genji's Guard. Both directly affect King Arthur a lot more and are better for him.
Be right back. Be careful.
Friendly, that's just my recommendation, because again, I don't like building any attack speed on King Arthur.
Drop it.
That is how a human fights. Train. Your ally.
I mean, it's better they CC chain me than the Poseidon. Look at, they can put in work without me being there, and that's okay with me. The me going in and just absorbing all of their stuff is very okay. That's actually what I want them to do. If they go in and are putting all of their abilities on me, even if I die, my team should have a better chance at winning that fight. No point fighting them here. Might as well have a potion ticking. Team's not local. Baba Yaga and Daji are backing. Guess I'm not gonna aggress right now. Daji's dead.
Saw that one coming. An enemy has been slain. They stood in the fire. Never stand in the fire.
Thank you for your time. I can't really keep fighting. I don't know how we lost 2 there. That's okay. This build is so cheap. Just a sitting duck? Nah, I still do pretty much everything I need to do.
Another taken out. An enemy has been slain. You will not escape.
Push mid.
Killing spree.
Good shit. And that's minions into the portal. No, don't die. I've almost got enough for tier 2 alt. Thanks, but no thanks, my friend. We just really can't choke here. If we choke, that'll be sad. I can probably kill Neath. Crit on her on Arthur? It wouldn't work. I'd have to say I don't like that.
Shut down. Another taken out.
There we go. That was good.
Has been slain.
10 and 9. I did my job well. I want to know if I got top damage. I feel like I might have. But yeah, no, I wouldn't build crit on Arthur. It might work, but I don't. King Arthur, like, everything can work in certain games. Like, you can always find a game where your meme build is gonna work, but it's not necessarily the best. The on duel, yeah. Did I? No, Poseidon. Poseidon stole it from me at the last second. So sad. All right, well, this was fun. I might do more Q&A style streams again. Or I might go back to streaming ranked. I haven't decided yet. But thank you guys for coming out. I will see you guys in the next one. Blastaways episode 2. Tomorrow at noon. Or 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. PST. But yeah, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.